Welcome to Fantasy Baseball, Baseball, Baseball. I'm Dan O'Day along with Steve Romano. Hey, Steve.
How's it going, Dan?
Pretty good. Let's dive right in to the DraftMasters 10 team 5x5 Roto League that we've been in for 18 years. And let's talk about who spent what on what money and how those players are doing.
That sounds good. I have put together some numbers, something I like to see every year, and it's a small sample size. And as I remember, Tommy Boy Baseball would be like, "Who gives a fuck? These numbers don't matter. It's so early." And I'm like, "You're right, but I still want to just see who's getting off to a bad start and a good start relative to the money that was spent on them and what we all thought they were going to do. And they probably will still do, but they're not doing it yet.
Yeah, yeah.
So I was looking at some things first.
Yeah, give us
Let's talk
these give these Steve samples numbers. Let's do it. Sample size.
Okay.
Steve sample size.
Well, for first things, only two hitters were cost more than $50.
Yes.
Only eight hitters cost more than $40, 40
Right.
plus.
And one of those didn't count.
17. No, I took that one away.
Okay, good.
17 are worth $30 plus dollars, right? Think of
Okay.
that. Out of
Right.
all
Wow,
hitters,
that is more than I imagined, actually.
34 hitters are cost this year $20 plus dollars.
20 to 30. Yeah.
20 total.
Oh,
So
gotcha.
not 20 to 30, 20
20
plus.
total. Right. Wow. That's
Right.
it.
So only 34 hitters in all of our league cost at least $20
That's
total.
it. Only 34
Yeah,
hitters hit. All right.
right.
Okay.
So
So the one we
the
took out is the Bohm, of course, who was 43 last bid. So all right, give me the
yep.
top of the order. Give me the top of the order. Who's doing what? Well,
Okay.
Judge is doing great.
Okay. Going through, yeah, there's really only there's a handful that are doing good to where you can't complain. There's only like a couple that are kicking ass, and then there's a lot of disappointment. So starting off, yeah, Mookie Betts is the most expensive player at 57. He's currently ranked 54. He's got an ops of 996. You can't really complain with that as
Nope.
a 10-day start, right?
Nope. These are
Um,
10-day
Aaron,
numbers.
yeah, 10 days, so it's a big deal, right? Um, Aaron Judge is second, $56, but he's currently the number one fucking player in the league, and his numbers are amazing. 324, 6 home runs, 17 RBI. I mean, yeah, like I said, the guy's putting up like $72 worth of value, so $56 is still a bargain. He's the
Right.
number one player in the league.
Absolutely. And he doesn't want to use a barrel bat. So there's that.
He has that fucking torpedo bat.
Yeah.
Um, Fernando Tatis, $46. He's the third most expensive player. He's ranked number 13.
Oh,
So
wow.
Tatis is getting it done, you know?
Yeah, Tatis, I think we speculated in our prior conversation that he seemed a little high, but if he's going to be like that, he's not. That's fine,
Yeah.
price wise.
Otani is 46, Shohei Otani, but he's 47. We know that's going to go up, but that's totally fine. Now we get into a few suspect things. Juan Soto, $46. He's currently ranked 242.
Slow
So not
start.
the best start you'd
Slow
want from a
start.
guy at $46.
No, slow
Rafael
start by
Devers,
Soto coming onto a new team. Not what you
yep,
really want to do.
with the most expensive contract in what North American sports history, right?
Yeah, yeah. I mean, that's a lot of, listen, it's a lot of pressure, or it's just a slow start because it is only 10 games.
Yeah,
But mind you, in 10 games, he's batting 250, but he got a 385 on base percentage with 7 walks.
yep.
He's just not produced in 8 runs, so he has scored a decent amount of times.
3 RBI compared to Aaron Judge's 17.
Right.
That's substantial.
Well, you can't hit them
Uh,
in if they're not on base.
that's true. It is a team sport. Um, Dever is well documented, terrible. He's
Oh,
caught fire the last 3 days, though.
by the way, let's touch on that. We're talking about the DraftMaster leagues for the DraftMaster listeners. I think one of us probably could have jumped on that Garrett offer about he was like, anyone want to trade for Devers? There was a small window. We may have been able to get him, but now the window's gone. Devers is showing that no, I was just going through a little hiccup.
Yeah, and I heard on the CBS guys podcast today driving around that it was like, he was 0 for 19 with 15 strikeouts to start the season, but right, 0 for 19 with 15 strikeouts. But since then, he's 10 for 19 with like 5 extra base hits. So, you know,
Yeah, that's the thing about these early season looks. I mean, people do overreact, and I think in fantasy sports, a lot of times you got to sit through maybe even a whole month of someone who has a great track record.
yeah. Oh, yeah. Everybody in our league has made mistakes and given up after a bad month. And then someone else has come in, picked them up, and reaped the rewards for sure.
Absolutely. I've done it after a bad week or two. It's like, what am I doing? Why did I draft that person?
After Devers, oh, here's another great one. Kyle Tucker, $43. He's ranked number 2. Kyle Tucker, number 2. So those are so far Judge and Tucker and Tatis are the clear outliers of totally delivering the goods. Um,
Absolutely. It's great to see Tucker in his new home with 13 runs, 15 ribbies, 5 homers, batting 319, a 458 on base percentage.
damn,
Yeah,
458.
that's a nice 10-game start.
Yeah, it is. He's on fire. Jordan Alvarez, $37. He's ranked 508. So not the best start there for Jordan Alvarez,
I
batting
believe from my memory
182.
he's a streaky guy.
Yeah, I think so. I've never really had him.
182 he's
Yeah,
batting with a 256 on base.
256 on
But get
base,
this,
pretty stinky.
this is kind of he's got 9 games, 33 at bats. He's got 1 homer, 7 ribbies, 1 run on his home run. Obviously, he's got
Oh
one
my,
run.
oh my goodness. That's not good.
No.
That's very bad.
Well,
He's
once
only got
again,
1 run, and it was his own RBI. That's
well that
fucked up.
that 258 on base percentage didn't help him much. So yeah, he
Damn.
started slow, and it could just be a
Yep.
hiccup. He's got a good track record, obviously.
Um, we'll just go down the end of the $30 guys. So $37, like also Jose Ramirez for Baldy. He's currently ranked 70. So I think that's right in the wheelhouse of a superstar getting off to an average start, but he's still a top 100 player. You can't really complain with that, you know?
No, I think yeah, this early in, as long as he's producing and then it seems to be in a good flow and rhythm.
Yeah, because even the best players in the league over the course of the year, they're not like, if you're a top 10 player, you're not like a top 10 every week of the year, right?
Absolutely. And here's the thing in fantasy. I mean, we've all seen it happen. A player who literally have a bad first half, but a second half, which is almost as good as a whole season worth of numbers. And
Yeah.
and sometimes you got to sit on that guy, or you get lucky and you pick up somebody who was dropped. But sometimes you got to be patient,
Yeah.
or just
More
put them on
often
the
than,
bench and wait.
yeah. And we all know that, but it's hard,
It's
right?
hard. It's hard, even with the track record guys. You're like, I know this guy's gonna do this, but it's like,
Um, Eddie's got Lindor for $34 and he's at 452. That's not the best start for Francisco Lindor at $34 off to, through 10 games. Um,
no.
Vlad, yeah. And like if you've looked, if you want to say the numbers, but yeah, he's batting 172
Yeah,
through his 10 games.
yeah, not a good start after having a really great season. Don't forget his season ended getting injured, I believe, didn't it last year?
Oh,
So,
I don't
um,
remember.
I don't remember what kind of spring he had or how, but he's definitely starting slow, 10 days in.
Then the next one for $34, ranked 505, Vladimir Guerrero Jr.
Who
Yeah.
just got a big contract. How much per year, Steve?
Well, actually, I think it's 36.8 or something for 14 years.
Right. He's 26
And
years old.
and I get it. He's young. That's the whole thing. If you can start your career when you're 20, 21, hit free agency by the time you're 26, 27, that's when you're going to see these crazy contracts lengthwise. But I mean, he's 6 feet tall, 250 pounds at first
Oh,
base.
I think he's more than
Like,
250.
well, then I'm just like, how the fuck do you invest that much money into a 250-pound first baseman who's only 6 feet tall? I don't know.
It's
But and
I
he's off.
was very surprised by that big contract. I know they were trying to come away with something with him. That seems to be a little much in my mind, but listen, he's 26. He's proven he definitely has shown the ability to hit 300. He's definitely shown the ability to hit 30 some home runs. He seems to be a good guy. He's Vladdy Guerrero Jr. So
Yeah,
I mean, you gotta love that. But yeah, that's a big contract. But he's not starting well.
not starting well.
No,
Next up, um, your boy at $34. Jazz Chisholm is currently ranked 25. So he's
yeah,
off to a very nice start.
he is having. It's nice to see. Him. He had a nice opening series in New York, I believe.
Yeah, oh yeah, he had a
I think if he's healthy, here's that thing with Jazz. It's he's healthy, he's going to be fine. That's the whole thing. I think it's why people are scared of drafting. He is only batting 237, and his on base is only 310. So it's not like he's lighting on fire, but he's got 7 runs, 9 ribbies, and 4 homers with 3 stolen bases. So he's definitely, playing well enough.
yeah. I mean, if he went 40-30 for you and hit 250, you'd be
Yeah,
fine with that,
yeah.
right?
Well, yeah. The 250, but that 237, I don't like.
Yeah. Um, $33, Manny Machado for Garrett, who is a keeper, and he's at not ranked 91. And his numbers don't look great, but they're fine. He's ranked 91.
Well, he's
Like I
got
said,
0 homers in 38 at bats.
but a shocking 5 stolen bases.
Yes, and that's why he's ranked so high. He's only got 2 ribbies. He's got 7 runs. Once again, in 10
And
games, 38 at bats.
batting 316 though,
Yeah,
so whatever. Like I said, it's not a great start, but it's definitely not a bad start, right? What
absolutely.
more
He's
can
waiting
you
for that
ask for?
weather to get warmer. He'll start popping them out, I'm sure. I mean,
Um,
had 29 and 30 the last 2 years.
$32, Corbin Carroll. He's ranked 114.
All right.
Not bad.
Yeah,
You can live with that. I mean, he's got a 282 average and his ops is 1,032. So I'll take that, right? Um,
absolutely.
Freddie Freeman, $30 for Baldy. That ended up kind of fucking him early. He's ranked 353 and now he's got a minor injury with an ankle.
Yep, Freddie Freeman. I was a little worried about his health going into the draft. How much did he go for against?
29 30 even.
30 even. Who was the last? We don't know the second last bid, but yeah, Baldy is not liking that. His team is not doing well to be start the season.
No, he's had several guys start slow. And that'll be it for hitters. Real quick, Trey Turner at $29 is ranked 354. Bryce Harper at 28 is ranked 341. Josh Naylor at 28 is ranked 203. Austin Riley at 27 is worth 661. Corey Seager at 26 is ranked 634.
Yeah,
Matt Olson at 25 is 418. So there are a lot of big ticket guys
yeah,
that have just got off to fucking terrible starts.
absolutely, absolutely. Seager is one of them. My guy. I'm actually So, let's segue into Draft Masters. Those are some guys who are kept and their prices and how they're doing after 10 games. Let's segue right into Draft Master talk about the trades. Let's talk about there's been 2 trades, and you were involved with one, and I was involved with the other.
Yep.
Tell me about your trade.
Hold on now. I'm going to make sure I pull it all up so everything's nice and you can see it right here. Trades. All right, I got the trades here. So Zach had Christian Campbell, the Red Sox uber prospect, one of the best prospects in baseball. I'm a
Who's
Red
playing?
Sox
Who's
homer.
playing? Who is playing?
Yep. Oh yeah, yeah. He made the opening day roster. I didn't expect him to. Me and Eddie, who's also a Red Sox fan, neither of us were really in. We just didn't think he was going to be on the opening day roster. He was. Zach got him for cheap and like $1. And sure, it seemed so far like 10 days into the season at this point, but let's say when the trade was made 6 days ago, it looked great, right? I mean, he's batting over 330 at the time. He's off to a hot start. His ops is over 1,000. He's been playing second base, left field, center field. Um, yeah, so, and then, well, first, it started off, Zach was trolling my team saying, your team looks terrible, which I've said I'm not a fan of my hitting, so I'm fine
You
with
know, we
that.
have that documented. You said you weren't a fan of your team. Yeah.
I was not. Yeah, like I think my pitching's good, but I think there's a lot of good pitching, so that's irrelevant to a degree. Um, but yeah, so I was like, offer me Campbell, and I was at work and I thought, should I try to make a move first? Whatever. I was looking at his team, and honestly, I mean this wholeheartedly because I know, as we know in our league, Zach is an incredible proponent of Teoscar Hernandez on the Dodgers,
It's
and
a
he has said
man love.
some.
I've been in love with Kershaw. We've all had our guys that we just love, you know?
Yeah,
Absolutely. We all have players
and
in fantasy or in real life that we're just like, I love that guy. Just love him.
and I and I got to admit, look, last year I finished tied in first with Mike as a co-champion, and my $10 acquisition of Teoscar Hernandez at last year's draft proved vital because he was a
Vital.
top like 30. He was a top 35 player for $10. It was amazing.
I believe you're right.
So and do I think he can do that again this year? Maybe. I mean, I'm not playing him down. Like, is he going to go 90-90 with 30 home runs? Probably, yeah. I would bet yes on that, right?
Sure.
Wouldn't you bet yes on that?
Yes.
Yeah, I would bet yes on that. So,
Well,
and
maybe
he's,
high 20 home runs, but yeah.
and he's only $15, so you could keep him again for 20 if you had that much of a man crush on him. Um, so I did think about offering Zach Teoscar Hernandez straight up for Christian Campbell.
Wow. See,
I
that to
really
me
did.
would have been a little much.
I know, but I didn't want Zach haggling with me trying to pick my team apart. I just thought if I was like, fuck it, if I just come at him with this, I know he'll say yes. And it'll be a done deal, you
Yeah.
know?
Yeah.
And it's really a matter of, do I think Christian Campbell can be ranked higher on the player rater than Teoscar Hernandez? This year, probably not.
No.
Next year, yes, I do
Maybe.
think so.
Absolutely.
You
It's
know?
definitely a play for the future, but also there's a chance he has a decent season this year. I
Yeah.
thought it was an interesting trade. And
Well, real
who
quick,
did it end up get beat? What's the trade end up being?
yeah, he offered me a trade. I got the notification at work. I looked, and it was Christian Campbell and Jake Berger, the first base, third baseman from the Rangers. And I saw that, and I was like,
Huh.
fuck. I mean, I'm not a huge Jake Berger fan, but
Yeah,
I but I mean, I think I was the one who went in second on him on my draft
I
sheet.
think
So
you
it's like
were. We had talked about him before. We both were hip enough to him that we brought him up as guys we might target. Yeah,
yeah. And if Zach got him for $14, I might have went 13. I might
yeah,
have been the player who went 13.
I
I'm
think
not
you
sure,
did.
but I might have been. So when he offered that to me, I was like, oh well, fuck. I mean, my roster does need multiple bodies and help as far as hitters go, and this was a guy I had targeted. Um, fuck. I mean, I make fun of Teoscar Hernandez that I should probably just click accept. So I clicked
Right, and you
accept.
were even thinking about the straight up trade, and then Berger was thrown in, a guy who's definitely capable to hit 25, 30 homers.
Yeah, but more like what, 75, 75 with a 248 average, maybe?
Best case scenario with the average. I could see ribbies and runs being higher if he starts hitting. He also has started slow. And just to let you know, I've had Jake Berger in the past. Could have kept him last year. Wasn't one of my eight. And he does start slow. I think we could go look at him, but he's not good. He's not a good starter. April's not his best month.
Well, and it's hard to, yes, I believe all that, but 2 years ago he played for the Marlins, I believe,
Yes.
and then last year he started with the Marlins, but got traded to Tampa, and then from Tampa got traded to the Rangers
Yep.
in the, right? So he's in his best hitting stadium he's ever played in by far. by far. So we'll see.
I think it's not a bad trade, especially for the future, obviously. Obviously on paper, it's a decent trade for Zach also. He's getting a guy he loves who was a top 30 player last year. So,
Who could very
yeah,
easily be the best player in this trade.
right, right.
Yeah.
So then it was almost the same day or the day after. Uh, Baldy complained about his team, and Zach said, "I'll help you out with the trade." And then I made an offer to Baldy, and he accepted.
I'm looking at it right now. So it was Jordan Romano and Bryson Stott, two Phillies for Emilio Pagan, Reese Hoskins, and Joe Ryan.
So I noticed that he lost Freeman, and also noticed he didn't really have anybody else to play for. So I'm like, okay. And Hoskins is a decent bet for 20 some homers. And I'm already having trouble with average. And I'm like, I don't want, I got to get rid of Hoskins. And so it was a little overpay maybe by me. And Ryan is definitely a good starting pitcher and a guy I targeted. His velocity was down a second start. That doesn't mean anything. And so, but I had picked up Senga and Sanchez. I'm really happy with those pickups. We'll go over pickups then. So I felt like I could trade one of my pitchers, and I made him the offer. It's a little overpay. Romano's a guy I'm gonna drop. That was just
Right.
to make it even. He's already not pitching well for the Phillies. I think he had surgery last July. I mean, I don't think he's 100% yet, or at least he's throwing in the mid 90s. So, but I just wanted to get more stolen bases. And Stott also covers something I'm a little worried about when it comes to my team is Corey Seager. He seems to be having some injuries with his calf, a slow start, and he's sat out a couple games. Um, and I got Jimenez starting from Toronto, which he started out well, but Stott's a guy who's had 30 stolen bases the last 2 years. So, and he is a Philly.
Yes, he is a Philly.
But I did overpay for him. It was really just for him. Romano will be dropped as soon as I can before he hurts my team. Um, yeah, what did you
It's
think?
hard to
Did you
say
think it
that
was a
though.
bit
You
of an
can't.
overpay?
I don't. I think. No, not necessarily. What's Emilio Pagan doing right now? Like, hold on. Is
He's
he
getting
starting? Is he
sold.
coming?
He's just getting sold. That was like a
Right.
Pagan. I texted Baldy and I said Pagan's is a starting pitcher too, so you could get another Souls guy in because you could put him in as a starter because
Yeah.
he's a reliever. So yeah, I did bring that up, and I think Baldy liked that aspect.
Yeah. I'm sure.
Yeah,
That's what I was thinking.
that's why I
So
had him.
you gave him a sold guy who's off to a good start with great numbers.
Who can go
A
start SP?
yeah, who can you can rep you can put him in any position. Hoskins to help fill in for Freeman, and starting pitching depth. And
Yeah,
all he did was give you back
yeah.
a Solds guy from Philadelphia
Who I'm dropping?
and a middle. You say that, but I don't know if you should jump on that. And then
I'm
a
dropping.
middle infielder who fills a need for you both position wise and stat wise.
But Baldy didn't really need him.
Who's his? Who's? Oh,
He's
maybe I
got
should go
he's
look.
got
Who's on his?
Simeon at second base, Tovar at shortstop, Trey Turner a middle infielder. And
Yeah.
yeah, so I mean second
Does
and
he have? Does
shortstop.
he
And
have any? Well, his starters are set for sure. You're not really taking them out unless they're not playing or
I
they
mean
get injured.
Stott and Tovar could be something you could debate.
Yeah, different strengths for
Different
sure,
strengths. Yeah, yeah.
and maybe a little bit more reliability from Stott, but
I
more
think so.
possible up, more possible upside from Tovar at still,
Yes.
especially playing in Colorado.
Well, he's playing in Colorado. Last year he had 26 homers and batted 269. I mean, you can't argue with that ever from,
Yeah,
that position.
yeah, from your middle infield. Yeah,
Yeah. And Stott is a guy who I'll end up playing over probably a guy like India, to be honest with you, because I like India as a hitter, but he's not accumulating a lot of homers and stolen bases.
Yeah,
And I know
Kansas
for a
City's not
fact,
off to a great
yeah,
start either.
no. And I already am playing Perez and Mikhail Garcia, who I'm loving. Uh, Listen, Stott
Who's
has
the who's the Perez? Which Perez?
Salvi, baby.
Oh, at a middle infield? I thought we were talking about middle infield.
I did. I was saying out of the Royals I was starting. I was starting India, Perez,
Oh, got you, got you,
and
got you, got
Garcia.
you.
But by the way, this Mikhail Garcia guy, who's really hot, right to start the season. I read that he reworked the swing, so I wanted to pick
Yeah.
him, make sure I got him. He's 25. He's still young. He plays second base, third base, shortstop, and center field.
Oh, damn.
I know. I was like, oh, I didn't even realize. But Stott had just real quick to close that gap. Talking about Stott in the trade, he's had 31 and 32 stolen bases the last 2 years. Same amount, even with a bigger bag, so that's odd. But he batted 245 last year, but 280 in 23. So I mean, I just felt Stott's going to play. I mean, he's a Philly. I already have too many Phillies, but I went ahead and made the trade. It's the guy I wanted. I overtrade. I overtrade a lot of times. You don't think it was an overtrade, though? That's good to hear.
I don't think it was that drastic, really. I mean,
It was a good
keeping in
trade for
mind
him.
from my perspective, I don't know why you're so just like I'm getting Romano out of there. I mean, him and Pagan could be a wash, right?
Well,
Yeah,
Pagan's they're a wash, but Pagan's attractive because he's got the SP. Because then you can go six, relievers deep. You know, uh,
true.
Romano, I am not. I loved him
Why do you
last year. I
say?
had him, but he got injured. This is coming back from an injury last year. He missed like after July, and
Yeah, but
so
he's been 50-50 so far. Like he's had a couple of fucking terrible games and a couple of like what you'd expect of an elite closer games.
I, I,
Like it's not like he's been bad constantly.
my instincts. I mean, okay, just to let you know, I'm going to go over I'm going to go over it for you. It's not 50-50. He's been in 5 games, and in 3 games,
Okay,
he's given up 2 games or more, runs or more.
2 runs or more in
Two
three
runs or more in
games.
3 of those innings, 3 of those 5 innings. Oh, I'm
All
sorry.
right.
The fifth appearance, he didn't even finish the inning. He just came in and gave up 2 hits and 3 runs and a walk.
Okay. So what's his whip right now?
Oh my God, his whip right now is not good. Would you like to hear it? It's
Yeah. Well,
2.50.
yeah, that's bad.
15.75 ERA. I mean, yes, he could turn it around. Yes, he has a pedigree, but yes, he's also coming off an injury. And to me, Steve, if we were chasing saves, I would take your sage advice to the heart and keep
I was just
Romano.
about to say that. I was just
Yes,
about to say that.
absolutely. From one Romano to another, I would keep Jordan from your advice. And but we have souls, and to me, like him finding his way is not worth it. I think I can find someone pretty much close to him out there.
Yeah, you're right. I would agree. Even if he does find his way, he's
Right.
replaceable immediately. Yeah, exactly.
Yeah, there's just no way. I am dropping him. You will see him drop tonight, actually.
You just better be careful that this type of sold mentality doesn't make you blow through your fob budget even more quickly than it usually does.
There has been one or two that I picked up. Like I picked up Sands, and Sands been great for me, but I noticed that he's coming in like in the fourth or fifth or sixth inning, and like I'm like that's a lot of games him coming in early, and that's just too early. You know what I mean? And so he's a guy I may pick up again. He pitched well, but I picked up a few guys like I didn't really need to pick him up.
Well,
Well,
within that context, then, if you're just saying Romano in this Souls environment is fairly irrelevant and it's Stott for the other three guys, well, then, yeah, you definitely overpaid,
I definitely
right?
overpaid. I did not trade for Romano thinking I would keep him. Let's put it this way:
Yeah.
I thought about keeping him possibly if he gets. Then his next appearance was the one he didn't even get any outs. He gave up like 3 runs, and I was just like, yeah, I'm not sitting through that. A lot better of that on the wire. If he finds his way, maybe I'll pick him up. If not, whatever, I'll be fine. There's some great relievers out there who are pitching better, meaning they have more solds and have good ERA and WHIP than people have on their
Yep.
team.
Quite. Yeah. Easy. Probably a dozen.
Absolutely, absolutely. So I wanted to talk about one thing that I found very interesting. So that snake draft is always an interesting thing, isn't it? And
Yes.
already from my snake draft, I have, five of the seven guys are gone for me.
Yeah. I like it.
Yeah, man. Five of the seven guys I picked it up in the snake draft are gone. I have kept India, and that was a good one I liked. I kept and Hodge or Hodge from the Cubs. Um, yeah. Besides that, I've five. Yeah, have you dropped the people you dropped? I'm going to guess are probably from the snake draft. How many snake draft people do you have left?
I haven't really looked yet,
Okay, well you have
but
Stram still, don't you?
yep.
And then was it Baldwin or somebody?
Here, I'm looking for my $0 guys. Oh, Michael Conforto,
Yes,
Drake Baldwin, and now that Sean Murphy is back, um,
he'll be a drop.
they thought they were going to send him down, but they they're going to keep him as the second guy because he's like such a great prospect. I don't know, but I'm probably going to drop him soon. Although part of me was like, I was even going to text Mike this, so it's not a secret. I was going to be, hey, did you want any part of Drake Baldwin since you have Sean Murphy? I could trade you for one of your shittiest pitchers on your team, something like that. Um, but Baldwin, uh, Matt Stram, and that's it. So what, three?
Yeah,
Stram, Baldwin, Conforto. I've got three of my
yeah. You
reserves
got rid
still
of
left.
Dave Robertson.
Yep,
You got
yep.
rid of
And
Meyer. Meyer.
the
Mayer.
oh no, I do have him. He's on my minor league spot. Yeah,
Okay.
so I got four, I guess.
Then was it Wallner or somebody you had? Do
Yeah, Wallner,
you still have him?
who had a great game yesterday. Nope, I got rid of him.
So you have lost a few. I've lost five. The five I lost are Bailey, the catcher who won a Gold Glove, but that doesn't really translate to 5 by 5. Joey
Don't give Zach
Ortiz.
any ideas.
Yeah, Joey Ortiz, who I like, but he was just a casualty of a roster space. Acuna, the
Yeah.
younger Acuna, who was going to be great one day. I just don't have the roster space to wait. I wish he was in the minors. I have him there. Who else? Slayton. I really was high on Slayton, and he gave up like 4 runs the other day,
Hmm.
and I was just like, I'm done with you. As you know about my approach to Souls, I'm like, I don't need you,
Yeah.
Slayton. He's probably a good guy to pick up. He's not, though he just had a hiccup game. And then Caballero also I dropped. Tampa Bay. He doesn't seem to be playing a
Yeah.
lot. He has the low average, high stolen base guy. So
Yeah.
I dropped a
He's a
lot of guys
utility.
I picked up.
Cavalera's a utility guy, and he got a lot of opportunities and at bats last year because of injuries. And I had picked him up because I needed a stolen base source. And in that factor, he was great for me. Kind of similar to the way David Hamilton was great for you last year.
Right.
Like he gave you tons of stolen bases in limited games when he got to play, but eventually the luck ran out and you just stopped playing him and he was on your bench most of the time.
Yep.
Yeah,
Yep.
same. That was how Cavalera was for me.
Yeah, I needed him last. At times you need people like that, and then other times you're like, yeah, I just don't have the roster space.
Well, and you never know who's on your injured list, and when they come back, and you're like, oh well, shit. Now I got four middle infielders. Someone's got to go.
Yeah, yeah. Let's go through some pickups and ads real quick. Or early season. Speaking of Caballero, I dropped Caballero and picked up Kyle Manzardo for $5. It's the first move on the books, actually.
I'd be interested to go back and see if anyone else bid on that.
I know. Yes, see full fob report. I can do that. I believe. Just probably that, and then this, and then here, and then that. Oh, it doesn't. No, it's not working. So never mind. I can't. Why is it not working? Here we go. Maybe.
I'm trying to get there myself. Oh, I
No.
found it. Oh, hold
Did
on.
you?
Full FAB report. Picked up
Yeah.
Manzardo, dropped Jose. There was a lot of movements that night. Here is
So
a
yeah,
pod
that night,
report from
yeah, and
March
there's nobody else,
26th.
nobody else bid on Manzardo.
Yep, no one else bid.
Diaz $3. Tommy Baseball dropped Nick Kurtz. Then Ape, his next move, he dropped Taj Bradley and picked up Brandon Fat.
There's been quite a bit of moves.
Yeah, Tyler Rogers first night, JoJo Romero the first night was picked up, Sean Murphy, Max Muncy, Colt Keith, Luke Raley, and Kyle Higashioka. I'm sorry I butchered that name. Are also first night. That's the first night. That is a lot of moves on the first night. Notable drops possibly or Rocker, Taj Bradley, Nick Kurtz, Cavallero. We talked about. Interesting. A lot of moves on the first night. Second night or second whatever. Corey Lee, Amir Candelario. You picked him up. How's he doing?
Yeah, I just needed some first base, third base
Yep.
depth, really.
Yep.
I hope that's just a stopgap.
So you would have been in on Manzardo if I didn't pick him up, probably.
Yeah, and you know what, too? I had him last year stashed on my minor league slot for a
What?
few weeks. I did. I had him stashed on my minor league slot, and he got called up, and then he was terrible, like many prospects are when they get their first taste. And it was like September call-ups when he finally got called up, I think.
Yeah, yeah.
And I was like, oh, this isn't working. I ditched him and picked up another minor leaguer to stash there.
So you were in on him from the beginning. Alex Vesia was
But I
picked up.
forgot about him this year.
No, he was out there. He was just out there, and I bid 5 on him. I was so scared that someone else would be like, because I also was high on him. I'd read about him. I saw his pedigree, and I was like, he's gonna get playing time. And so, and then he had the good start or whatever, and I was just like, I don't know. It was before the game's played, I guess. So I just wanted Manzardo. $5 is a lot.
Yeah, that was a
Uh,
good
um,
move.
Vasia, thank you. Vasia, that was the first move of the draft this season. Vasia was picked up by me.
Yep.
Alex Vesia. I think he's, if his ERA and WHIP aren't high, he's going to get a lot of solds. Grandma's crap.
It's kind of worth it's kind of
Yes.
worth having almost the entire Dodgers bullpen, to be
I was
frank.
thinking about that. I mean, they're going to get so many freaking wins and so many holds. Polanco, Ashcraft, Gavin Williams, Sean Manaea. Well, you were picked up, but then he got injured. Alexis Diaz and Miguel Amaya. You got
Well,
him too.
I I got I got the catcher, the Cubs catcher, because he was off to a decent start, and then like I looked him up, and when he got called up last year, he actually had a decent taste. Like, and his minor league stats look good. Fuck it, I figured I'd give it a shot. Sean Manaea, I knew he's injured. We talked about this like in a podcast before. Changed his arm slot last year. It was amazing down the stretch. So whatever. And I had a roster spot to ditch because David Robinson isn't even playing in the
Yep.
league. And but Rick getting Jorge Polanco, we'll see how long that lasts. The guy's playing great.
Playing
You know,
great.
it said
Veteran.
he made some adjustments. He really took hold of what Edgar Martinez was preaching when he became the instructional hitter for the organization.
Steve, do you mean Hall of
And
Famer Edgar Martinez?
Hall of Famer Edgar Martinez. Yep, I sure do. That guy is like literally, the greatest designated
He
hitter of
was
all
great. No,
time.
absolutely. I would take tips from Edgar Martinez 100%. He was a great hitter.
Oh, well, yeah, that goes without saying. Um, but yeah, and but when I was looking, I was kind of like, oh, it was between him and Candelario because they both play third base, right? And I was like, oh, which one do I want to bid on? I don't know. And I was like, well, I'm going to take Candelario only because he's in Cincinnati's ballpark and Polanco is in fucking T-Mobile. That was the difference. Anyway,
And
keep going.
that's
Next,
worth
next
that's
day.
worth it. That's worth it. The next nights were Jose Alvarado was claimed by the Highland Park Crushers. I bid $1 and Tommy bid $1. He got him for $3. So that's the first swing and miss, meaning you put a claim on someone outbid you.
Yeah.
Alvarado goes for 3 to Highland Park Crushers. Tommy and I bid 1. I was kind of upset. You always are upset when that happens. And then the next night, Vargas. Let's go from the top. Senga, I
Real
got
quick
for
though,
yeah, go.
on that other night too, that same night of Alvarado,
Yes,
Rick picked up Zach Veen, the
Veen.
Colorado prospect, who is
Oh, did I not?
supposed to be he's a great outfielder with
Absolutely. Thank you, Steve. Zach Veen was a
with
great person to stash.
yeah, and he dropped Colt Keith for him. That's a fucking no-brainer. So
Yeah,
that's a
that's a
great move.
no-brainer. And then
That could turn out great.
Paul Sewald was picked up. Chad Green was dropped, also by Ape. Yeah, I thought that was a great. I didn't mean to veen over that, but we go to the next night. Senga, I got for $2, and I'm really happy about that. I got Pagan for $2, dropped Romano. Bassett was picked up. Cortez was dropped after that first horrible 8-run first start. Heron
Yeah,
was picked up. Jeffrey Spings was picked up both by Tommy Baseball and then also Miguel Vargas by Tommy Baseball, all for $1.
yeah. And Tom picking up Vargas and dropping Kirstad Heston, or Heston Kirstad. Sorry. Um, I didn't like that move. I
Yeah.
just didn't like it when I saw it. I was like, right there when I saw that morning when I saw the email, I go, dropping Heston Kierstad. That seems a little premature, but okay. I mean, anyways, that was that. Okay, next night,
The next night is the 31st, correct?
30th.
30th. Go ahead with the 30th. I don't have it in front of me. I already moved.
Okay, um, Zach picks up Dylan Dillinger.
Oh, that's one I got
Dylan
too.
Dylan
Yes. Yeah, go ahead.
Dylan Dingler. Yeah, Dylan
Yeah,
Dingler. Oh,
Dylan
the Dingler.
Dingler for a
Sure.
dollar. Drop Corey Lee.
All right. Yeah. Okay, you go ahead.
Okay, then Friedel was picked up, and he dropped Christopher Sanchez. Christopher Morel was picked up. Max Muncy was dropped, and Chris Bubik was picked up, and Danny Jansen was dropped. All those were for a dollar.
I don't really know much about Dillinger or Lee, to be honest. Zach is trolling catchers at that point. Friedel for Sanchez, that's probably a mistake in the long run, I think. Obviously, every team has its needs, but Christopher Sanchez supposedly has great stuff. He just has not great control, right?
Well,
That's
you
the
know
thing that
what?
I kind of
We're
think.
not going to probably go through all the pickups, so I'll just jump ahead. I just picked them up, and I
Okay,
am
yeah,
stoked. That's one of the reasons I felt comfortable dropping trading Ryan because I was like, oh yeah, he's a great 5 or 6. You know what I mean?
yeah.
I'm like, oh yeah, 5 or 6. I'm like, I'm down with that, dude. Yeah,
And
no, I'm really high on Sanchez this year. Some people are picking him to have some really great results. So that might be. He did get Friedel, who I think he's already dropped. So, and then
and
real quick,
Bubic,
yeah, go ahead. Yeah,
just
yeah,
looking
yeah.
there, I like Bubic. I'm kind of shocked that
Bubik.
Bubic wasn't
Why was he out there?
drafted.
Why was he out there? A
Yeah, I was
great
like, wow,
pickup.
Bubic was
Great
out
pickup
there.
by Tommy
Okay,
Baseball. Got him for a dollar.
then the very next time, here we go. Next day, fucking Mike picks up Heston Kierstad.
Yeah,
Perfect. That's a total Mike guy all the fucking way.
he was drafted by somebody and dropped.
No, Tom just dropped him like two
Tom
days
just dropped
earlier.
him, right, 2 days earlier. Thank you. And so that was a great, great get for $3. Didn't have to outbid anyone. But then this next person went for $3. Nate Lowe, you bid $1.
I had a dollar. I'm still looking to upgrade my first base corner infield position. I put in a dollar bid on him. I was kind of bummed when I was like, oh, damn, fucking Rick.
Yeah, yeah, that was. It's always stinks when someone outbids you. Jordan Walker for $2 was signed by the Sluggers. Otto
Yep.
Lopez, Cole Sands. I picked up for Justin Slayton after he gave up 4 runs. Jordan Romano was picked up by Baldy just because his pedigree, of course. And Nick Forte, Fortes or Forte was picked up, and Gary Sanchez was dropped, all for a dollar. Lopez and Walker for 2, Lowe and Heston for $3. Nobody really
Yep.
stands out really there. Cole Sands already dropped. Romano was used
Yeah.
to, he's had a lot of action. I dropped him. Baldy picked him up. Baldy picked him up, traded him to me, and now I'm going to drop him. A lot of action for Jordan Romano.
I had
Um,
a I had Pickering targeted as a Solds guy in my league. When Zach got him, I was like, ah, damn. So I was kind of shocked that Zach moved on from him so quick. But once again, it's a Souls league. There's no need to fucking hold on to someone for a month to see if they come around.
Well, that's funny you said that, Steve, because I picked up Kirkering,
Yeah, I
A-
saw that.
and I am stoked to have him. He's good. He's
Fuck
he's
yeah,
he's pitching well again, and I was really happy. Once again, there's a lot of soul guys out there, and I like which ones I really want. And then real quick, the next night, Kelly, Magnum, Garcia, Hicks, Meyer. Nobody stands out there. The next night, then I
no.
picked up Christopher Sanchez for $5. There you go. As soon as I
Did
could.
anyone bid? Did anyone
Nope.
bid, or is that two $5 bids from you that were unnecessary?
Unnecessary. I could have saved $8.
You could have saved eight fucking the guy who spends the most fob could have saved $8.
Ah, God, you're just twisting it. Oh, it hurts. Um, Yeah, ouch. That is, but I wanted them. I figured someone Manzardo was a little overbid, but I wanted him, and I needed like you to fill like a first base corner, right? I got rid of Hoskins. I was
Right.
relying on Hoskins. I don't want to rely on Hoskins. I think he may have a good season though. But Christopher Sanchez, I was like, I really wanted him. I wanted him at the draft. Somehow I didn't get him, and I just figured somebody else was going to bid. He had a really good first game, I believe, but nobody bid. So you're right. I could have saved $4, or that stank. And I dropped Joey Ortiz. Gary Sanchez was picked up, and then Francisco Alvarez was picked up by me. Um, and Patrick Belly
Yeah.
was dropped, the Gold Glover. Um,
Sure, that's a solid IL stash for sure.
Absolutely. Thank you. He's got a high upside. I had him last year. He didn't pan out. I'm a big fan. Let's see if he comes back from the hand injury. I think he got hit by a pitch, broke a bone in his hand. So, he's going to be, I think he's already starting to throw and bat a little. So I think it's a great IL spot. I already have two really good catchers. I'm stoked about that one. The next night, Banda Jack Cagliano. Caglione?
Yeah,
Caglione, I bet.
I don't really
Caleb
know that
Durbin,
guy.
Andy Rodriguez, David Fry, Nick Kurtz. Nobody really stands out really there.
Yeah, nobody. Yeah, move along.
Moving along, indeed. Sir Anthony Dominguez, Clark Schmidt, Grayson Rodriguez, and Jack Leiter. Jack Leiter might be a good pickup by Zach.
I kind of think Grayson Rodriguez could too. I'm kind of like,
Absolutely. Two guys he got for $1 that could pan out.
yeah, those are both solid.
Yep. And then Paris, Jackson, Birdsong, and Rogers were picked up by Seatown Ape. Jack and Zach, Furries and Furies and Furies. Paris starting well for the Angel. Luke Jackson is getting saves for the Rangers, pitching well. So definitely in the solds department.
Yep.
There's nothing wrong with any of those,
Yeah.
overall. And then real quick, we have gone through all of them. This one bummed me out, man. Johnny DeLuca, Sluggers got him for $1. I bid $1
Yeah.
on him, and he had the tiebreaker.
Huh. Tell me about Johnny DeLuca.
Well, he's got like three or four stolen bases already. He's playing with Josh Lowe out. He's getting time in the outfield. He's batting in the 300s. Uh,
Huh. All right.
I mean, he's getting playing time and he's stealing bases. I need a right fielder. I have one right fielder, Steve. Any podcast listeners out there, I'm looking for a right fielder. Yeah, I'm happy with listen, I'm really stoked. I like Soler. I think I've had him before. I think he's gonna have a decent season. But I got no one else. No one else can play the
Right.
position. Yeah, yeah, yeah. And that's a bummer. So I wanted him, so he plays right field, and there's not there's slim pickings out there. So that was the guys picked up. Let's real quick before we end this part one podcast. The standings after 10 games or so is Apes in first with 70 points. Furies second, 66 and a half. Highland Park Crushers, 65 and a half. Sluggers in fourth with 64 and a half. I'm in fifth with 55 and a half. You have six with 54. Seatown is next with 52. Then Tommy Baseball, 48. Big Al with 39 and a half. And Baldy, 34 and a half.
Yeah, I think, and I'm not sure, this is just me speculating off memory, but I think, I mean, at this stage of the game, so early, for the highest person in first place to only have 70 points,
Yeah.
that seems kind of low, don't you think?
Oh yeah. Like, at this point, like everyone from Tommy Baseball on is within striking distance in a day.
Yeah, I mean,
Rick just had a 19-point day. Big Al Big Al's Longs Balls. He one of our favorite teams coming out of the draft, slow start.
yeah, I'm kind of. We did like that team quite a bit, right?
We
We
did,
liked
if
Eddie,
my
we liked
memory serves us
Garrett.
correctly, absolutely. Um,
Garrett and Eddie's were two of the good ones, and Rick.
yeah.
So yeah, I mean, Eddie's team must be off to a horrible start. As a matter of fact, hold on, I'm gonna go pull up some other thing real quick as we wrap this up.
Well, you collect when your team collectively starts slow, like, it's a problem. And it's hard to be patient when everyone's starting slow. Like, it's very hard. Like
Let's
Suarez
see.
has had a good start for Arizona for me, has a lot of home runs. And I was thinking, I'm really lucky he did. I think I'd be really far down if he didn't have a good start.
Well, I'm just okay. I pulled up this team, got it sorted. Um, he's Logan O'Hoppe is number 37. O'Hoppe's off to a great start.
Yeah,
Uh,
yeah, absolutely.
Carson Kelly, who he picked up, as we just saw, he was on one of those transaction things we just saw. So he didn't even get all of these, but Carson Kelly, the catcher for the Cubs, is ranked 94.
Yeah, he's playing well.
But then after that, every hitter on his team is 121 or lower. And yeah, I mean Brandon Donovan, Wyatt Langford, Matt McClain, who's got an injury sign next to him. Arenado's got an injury sign next to him. And then Butler's 266, 321, 341, 396, 406, 425, 452, 458, 470, 695, 717. Yeah, his team's off to a bad start. It is. And then his pitching, well, he's got Paul Skeens, who's like, Paul Skeens. He's ranked 16. Mason Miller at 75. And then all his pitchers are ranked 118 or lower. So he's really only got four guys, one of which was a catcher he just picked up. So he's really only got three guys ranked in the top 120.
So he's got a lot of players underperforming to start the season, and one of those we
Yeah,
brought up
yeah,
earlier is Lindor, and a few players like that.
yeah. I mean, it's been a very rough 10 days for Eddie, who we like his team, we like
Yeah,
his players,
we did coming
but
out of the draft.
they're they're just all his guys worth big money are like ranked 300 or lower. So he's having a terrible start.
He is, and we're talking. Let's might as well real quick to wrap this up. Go over first place's team, and that would be uh, Ape's team, and they're
Well,
getting off to
Ape's
a good
team,
start. His
yeah,
catchers,
on the flip
not so
side,
much, not so much his catchers,
he's
but
got 22, 23, 43, 72, 79. He's got one. Let's keep it in the top 120 since that's what I did for Eddie.
right.
One, two, three, four, five, six, seven. He's got seven hitters in the top 120, all of which have been there the whole time except for Nate Lowe, which was the pickup. And then he has do 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 do. Oh my goodness gracious. That can't be right. Right now, sorry. No, it isn't.
Look at
I
his
just need to
his
scroll
top
down.
his top three
His
starters are
pitches.
looking good too.
Because Schwallenbach, Evaldi, Flaherty, and Wu and Webb in the top 120. So he
Yeah,
has 12 players in the top 120.
with two of them, being 3 and 5, three players in the top 50. So yeah, they're playing well. Good
Yeah,
start, but
that's a
anything
good
can happen,
start.
as you know. We've seen Garrett lead the division for half the year, and then anything can happen. But it's fun to speculate and look and see how people are playing and the people you wanted to do good, and you're wondering will they come out of their slump or will they stop hitting? It's a gamble. It's a roll of the dice. You never know. It's baseball, 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 isn't it, Steve?
It is. and it's a marathon. It's a very long 1.75 mile horse race, you know?
Absolutely. Don't sprint from the gates. So it is a long, like Suarez has 4 or 5 home runs already, like I brought up earlier. He's not going to have, you know, 70 homers. He's you know he's gonna have the slow moment. So it's a up ebb and flow kind of season. This has been part one of Fantasy Baseball, the Draft Masters Roto 5x5 League this year with solds, not saves. That's the update after 10 days. I'm Dan O'Day. That's Steve Romano. Part two coming up.
Have a good one.